So I'm gonna tell my story of how I how I got into this overweight situation. So when I was before I was in a institutional life, after I got sectioned by Headway charity, and I was in my late 20s. I was getting into this. I had a therapist and um private therapist I was seeing. She went to university. She was disabled herself, and she was in a wheelchair. I won't get into much details that much, but anyway, so yeah, she which the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the church I was born into, supported me, paid to see her, right? So they partly paid, and I had to pay the much I could afford, even though I'm on benefits, right? I was newly getting my benefits in, so I think it was about 2 or 3 years I was seeing her, and and I was getting into my good phase of, heal my mind, my body, my spirit, and eating organic as much as possible, even though things was not very great with me and my family. Even though my parents are good Christians, they do not always my own respect me and my wishes, and because of their own darkness, their own difficulties. And so I put on so I w- so I so I ate healthy. I ate organic foods. I was into raw vegan, and I was trying to eat, meditate, words by the book, words of scripture in the Book of Mormon, in the Bible, you know, and God, followed by the Spirit, the which as a Christian you say the Holy Spirit, but spiritual says Spirit, right? So so I was doing really good spiritual downloads from God and myself, and the guides, spiritual guides that God allowed me to connect to, my ancestors and 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 family members, and myself, So I was having good connection, spiritual connection, to get health and everything. But my health declined because of the was not because of what I ate. It was because of the way people was not treating me right, was not fair. And then but God allowed me to have that breakdown, allowed me to to be locked up. It's because He knew that I could bring everybody up from where I was in. But the thing is, though, when you so so yeah, so I put on weight. I put, being locked up and everything. I was in, in detention center for disabled people, which they call rehabilitation, but it's a detention center. There's no question. It's just as bad as a refugee center, really. The only difference is that you know, so the disabled people, and I'm not saying that those people is bad or anything, but I was put in a very institutional way where I was made feel bad about me buying organic food, um, bad about things, right? And it was like, and so I was good at sticking it, right? And then I put on so much weight because I was given into to the activities, eating cupcakes, sherry shake laden sugar, fat, processed food, catering food that I knew was not good for me, because the guy in the catering said, we don't do organic, it's expensive, and there's brainwashing stuff, right? And no, and I didn't have that much money at the time, so I would like get baby organic baby food because that was just makes sense, right? Which is actually it's not that bad, actually, to be honest with you. It's actually quite nourishing. Jenna Santos did it. You know, and plus it was like get rid of the bad chemical effects of the drugs that I knew that was not good for me. I do understand with people with mental health, they do need medication, but for me, I was not supposed to be on the medication. Um, and the medication they gave me was the stuff that they give to ex-heroin addicts. So that was really bad. And unfortunately, I can't share much because of censorship. You know, online censorship, particularly YouTube. So okay, so but it was really not good. So I had to so the past 5 years of moving to a care home, official care home, was where I had no good choice but to go and and so I've been put so the weight is going to come and accumulate, and then I get to there's been discouragement like running. I couldn't be able to run. I was like, that's just because of the words that the certain staff members said to me. You know, instead of make me feel safe. Because I'm a woman, I'm disabled. I'm vulnerable. It's particularly it's worse if you're a woman because to be honest with you, if you're a girl or woman, you know, compared to a saver man, you probably don't get really bad, right? But when you're a woman, you're female, you're treated like crap. No doubt of it. I'm sorry for people with my mouth, but that's when I say poo poo, okay? Right? But honestly, in real life, I don't think God's that send people to hell just because they open the expression, but maybe it's low energy, I don't know. I mean, but I'm just saying, basically it was just complete utter junk in my system. And so, I knew it was not good for my brain, my body, my soul. I have given every time I put on weight, I knew why I did it because of validation, peer pressure, social acceptance, all the things that most people say, right? You know, I remember on BBC documentary about this nutritionist guy, and he was saying it was a really good BBC documentary. It's called why are we overweight or something? I can't remember, but it was like it had a lot of scientists and stuff. Probably now BBC probably pull the wall out of this information. You know, personally, I think BBC was crap anyway, but there were some good things, right? God always guided me to channel good places to watch certain things, right? So I've always been spiritually guided and elevated to connect even people who do know God, who have a different belief system but yet has the light source. I was I give that in, I keep all those good things, right? So yeah, I just did that. And so basically I I did my Whole Foods, you know I try, but as I said, but there is a possibility you can go live organic as much as possible. Of course, with me when got sick from COVID-19, that's what they said. COVID-19, I was which I corrected um in December, and I was quite sick, and I I didn't recover for 3 months, right? I didn't recover in 3 months, and because of the choices I made for myself, I gave in to people's pressure. I didn't take responsibility in ordering online, and then the staff could get something for me to eat, right? I just and they didn't exactly expect what I wanted, but especially what they just bought all the things that I knew that I didn't want or didn't want, especially when you're sick. The only thing you want when you're sick is soup, and even then it's not like it's all this chemical process stuff. You just have faith in God and purifying things as much as possible, but in the day, you know you have to do all the best that you know, right? Because I damaged my body as a woman. I know that it affects the next generation. If I have that, God's giving me a vision, I could have children one day. And I do not want to put my body in harm for the next generation and the next generation that, because it's like water, right? It's a ripple effect. What you pour in the water will deplete the rest of the earth, right? Or the ground, or the air. It stays there. It's stuff. I just it's just the things that I remember my biology teacher. I think his name was Mr. Green or something. I can't remember, but what he said to me was right on. Mainstream, even though it was in the bottom. He said, where are you gonna throw all these chemicals, right? Where are you gonna throw? This is what the government has to think about. That's what he said. And it's true, right? So, so like, so my spiritual home environment inside of me, my physical spiritual home of myself, and plus my family's got health disadvantage, and so I have to, like, my mom's got cancer, and okay, maybe it's inevitable, from the genetics, because she's Carib woman, um, descendant of the Carib tribe, and from Dominica, and which is very mixed, I suppose, because I'm not going down to politics of of um of race and color, but she was very dark, medium height woman. She had chronic fatigue, everything, all the health and stuff, and she, like, in this discouragement in her life. And and someone like me, her child, angel child, told her, about the water was poisonous, and all these things, and she goes into, because of fear of money, fear of everything, and you know, and her health was really bad, and because of her choices, spiritual choices and physical choices. I'm not saying, like, people could be healthy and have something in from the spiritual side, but I'm saying about, you know, the junk food, the sugary and stuff, saying God would bless me, blah blah. And there's a lot of people, particularly Christians, who eat a lot of junk food and everything. I remember the founder called Quantum Touch. He was amazed. He went one time, went to this group. I think it was in California, something about Christian healer preacher, and and they was having all this buffet, and he was thinking to himself, like, they believe in God, right? But don't they believe in the devil, but yet they're eating all this stuff and that's not good for us, right? You know, you know, and afterwards, refreshment, people get healed at elements, but yet they God can heal you, right? But the thing is that you have to do down the spiritual work, physical work of responsibility, right? You want to be healing. Someone can keep healing you, but yet you do the same thing that is not good, right? So you kind of like, it's like, even good doctors, they wouldn't want to work with someone who's keeping doing the same problem. And they said, "What have you done?" Of course, nowadays, no, there's no real doctors allowed to be good doctors now. They just get a pill and say, "Here you go," and then that's it. But I'm just telling you, like, if you, like, want to be well and stuff, you have to look into the darkness of yourself and they say, what have I, what is my, why I'm depressed, what what have I taken in, what type of company thing, and 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 the things that people said to me, and how am I still holding on these things. No, I'm still working on the holding things of what people said to me, especially when I care home. They have said to me several bad things to me, and I have to, like, break those bad spells of words they have said to me, right? And the identities they put on me, and have to let it go. I have to hold on, create what my heavenly Father and heavenly Mother's put on me, remind me of who I am, right? My higher self and the angels has given me, my spiritual guides has given me. So I have to, like, kind of let lets things go and be to be me health and everything. So, so I know it's very hard for everybody, but it's, we do mistakes, and we get up and go again, as a dancer, or fights, but when you see people who, as a dancer, you fall down, you get up and you start carry on the dance routine. You're a singer, you did a mistake, you keep on going as if it never happened, you know you know um well, not never happened, just you keep on going instead of doing mistake. Because I remember my sister piano teacher, when she was a child, was playing piano, and she said, "Why are you standing again? Okay, just keep going, and then you'll be able to learn the mistake afterwards. Because sometimes mistakes brings more beauty in life, and you'll get more challenge. But if you start over again from the beginning, you're not going to process. So you just so like so like for me, I just learned, like, okay, I'm put back to the downward ladder of health, and I have to go back again and climb back to well-being, just like in Rocky, right? The movie Rocky, Rocky 1, Rocky 2, learn the mistakes, move on and get to the next stage again. Even like I'm still got the same birthday of this famous um British tennis player. My dad was always obsessed about, I can't remember his name. Um but he he he's the number one champion. He was born in 1986. I can't remember his name, but he kept on going and going and going and going, um um until like he's satisfied with this, and successful. That's how it is with life. you know you just keep on going. You was kept that you was put down, and then you get up to the ladder and climb up again. Just like babies are very motivated. you know they fall down, they have a little cry, they have a little meltdown, and then they just get on with it as if it never happened. They then they go become stronger. And you know and they pick up themselves again and focus on the things that they can do. Which is a really nice miracle. Even animals, they pick themselves up and up too. You know, uh, yeah, but we have to remember, humans, we are super resilient too, and and we can keep on going, and you know so that's my journey in tiny space workout channel, and I hope this is motivating you, improving your health and your life in the tiny space in your life. um um People who live in bigger spaces, this is welcome too, because I think, hoping one day I'll live in a bigger space, but until then I have to make most of the tiny space I got. Yes, I have your inventory today. Yes, I got loads of stuff in my bag because I'm inventory. It's September, where you just go and look for things and sort things out. Anyway, so in the morning I'm gonna throw this stuff out. Anyway, I've got a busy day tomorrow. So this is reporting back from August, the end of August 2021. See ya.